Hi everyone, welcome back to Maximum Attack Rallying and to this week's vlog. There can only be one thing that we talk about today, and that is the news from yesterday, Wednesday the 28th of February, from the FIA's World Motorsport Council. So they've had their first meeting of the year, and one of the big topics was the future direction of the WRC. So they have issued some statements around that from sporting, technical, promotion. There's a bit to get through. I'm going to try and keep it relatively brief because we don't have all of the information yet. The big story is obviously that hybrid is being removed from next year, but we'll come to that. There's a couple of good things that have come out of it first. So it's been agreed. So we had this working group led by David Richards and Robert Reed, who were tasked with kind of doing some research and kind of making recommendations for the future of the sport, and they've done that. And one of the things that has come out of that is in respect of promotion. So it has been agreed that there should be more action for promoting the sport, and there's going to be a kind of a new structure put in place to ensure that that happens, and there's going to be KPIs that people have to meet, key performance indicators, in case you don't understand, and that can only be a good thing. You know, promotion, as I've said many times and many others have said many times, is at the heart of the problems with rallying right now, so that's really good. The other thing that I think is quite interesting is that there is going to be freedom for rally organisers to change the format of events. So that means that provided they stick to the power stage on early afternoon on Sunday, they can change things around. I like that in principle, provided it isn't used as a means of shortening the events, though they have specified that the overall mileage across the season needs to remain largely as it is. So hopefully we won't see too many events trying to go shorter. What I would like to see is some of the events becoming a bit more compact where possible, and then some of the events getting a bit longer where it works for the character of that event, and hopefully we'll see that. I don't really see why they're insisting on the power stage thing. I don't think that's 100% necessary, but overall I think both of those things are good, the promotion and the event thing. But the big story is obviously from the technical side, the big changes that are being made in the technical regulations. So that is going to be the focus of the rest of this video. And as I said at the top, the big story is that hybrid is dead. So the hybrid system that we've had for the last couple of seasons is no more. As of next season, the hybrid system will be deleted from the cars. Now, that is actually possible this year. However, if you remove the hybrid system in this season, you have to run a kind of phony hybrid system to make up the weight. From next season, that won't be the case. The cars will be allowed to run 100 kilos lighter, and the hybrid system is just gone. I have mixed feelings about that. I know a lot of people don't like it, but in principle, I don't have a problem with the hybrid. I had problems with the way that it was implemented, in that I think it was stupid having it from a single supplier, as it didn't give the manufacturers any room to innovate or market their own road-going hybrid cars. So I think that was a problem. Obviously it was too expensive, but I think that was partly a result of it being from a single supplier. And I don't know, I just think that the implementation was the problem for me, not necessarily the principle of hybrid itself. But there we go. I think it's going to be interesting to see how that affects things. M Sport obviously could be affected by that the most, because I think Ford were very insistent on hybrid, so if that's now gone, that's going to change things a little bit. The other big thing is that from next season we will also have Rally 2 Plus, which they're calling the World Rally Car. So effectively you will be able to homologate a kit of parts to upgrade a Rally 2 car to Rally 2 Plus. That will be a different turbo restrictor, slightly more aerodynamics, paddle shift. There's nothing kind of new in that in a way. I mean, there are Rally 2 Plus or R5 Plus kits out there for some cars already. M Sport have done that with the Fiesta over the years, so they added the WRC car rear wing to the original R5 Fiesta, paddle shift, different turbo restrictor for national rallies here in the UK. So it'll be similar to that, I think. Um, I wasn't a huge fan of the Rally 2 Plus idea. I think for me, it was unnecessary. My view was that just everything switching to Rally 2 would have been okay, but I do see the argument for Rally 2 Plus. It gets a little bit muddier, so some of the changes that have been announced for Rally 1 in the future, so they're saying that from 2026 there's going to be another set of regulation changes with further changes, as I read it anyway, with further changes to the Rally 1 cars. They're actually talking about reducing power to 330 horsepower, so the internal combustion engine in the current Rally 1 cars is 380, but they're talking about pegging that back to 330. The drivers won't like that. I don't think as fans will particularly notice, but there's also talk of a cost cap, so they want to bring the. Sorry, I've got notes because there was a lot, and I still don't feel like I completely get it. It's a bit confusing. There's also a cost cap coming in for Rally 1, so they want to cost cap the cars at around 400,000 euros, which is a good thing. Cost caps, I'm all for, because the cars have got way out of hand. I really think though that the devil is going to be in the detail here. We're going to get the full regulations in June, and I think we really need to see that before we make too many judgments. I think what I would say at this point is that to me it just seems a little bit overcomplicated. So it's like the FIA were asked the question, do you want Rally 1 non-hybrid? Do you want Rally 2? Do you want Rally 2 Plus? And they answered yes, and just took all of it. And I think that is the problem for me. I think it's going to be interesting to see how the regulations work with Rally 2 Plus or World Rally Car in comparison to Rally 1 non-hybrid. How close will they end up being? You know, will it be that they end up effectively in the same class and that a Rally 2 Plus car is capable of winning the event, or a Rally 1 car? You know, will they be that equal, or do they just want to bridge the gap so that they're closer to one another? So I think that will be interesting. But I think the thing to me is that it just feels like they've thrown everything at it. So rather than being decisive and saying, do you know what, we believe in Rally 1, we're going to stick to it, this is what we're going to do, you know, we're going to take out the hybrid system, make the cars a bit cheaper, but done. Or they could have said, no, Rally 2 Plus is the way forward, we're going to do that, Rally 1 is going to stop, we're going to go with the Rally 2 concept, that's going to be the top category, done. They've just kind of thrown things at it, and that for me is the problem, because it feels to me like it's going to be confusing. We're going to go from having two classes at the top to three, because, you know, Rally 2 cars are still going to be an important part of the picture because of WRC2, and it just seems, that complexity to me seems unnecessary. Why have we ended up in a place where we're going to have Rally 2 Plus and Rally 1? It just, to me, that seems too much. I think the acknowledgement around costs is really good. The acknowledgement that we needed to make it simpler and more affordable is really good. I get all that, and that is, overall, that picture is going in the right direction. But to me, it just seems that they've picked two solutions when in reality we only needed one, and that adds further confusion. A lot of people I know that are kind of casual rally fans, some of my friends, you know, we go to events, you know, we went to Bahrain last year. They're not super fans, you know, they like going to watch and they like being involved in the sport at a more superficial level, but they don't, you know, they're not interested in the minutiae of the regulations. And it's confusing for them, you know, the difference between a Rally 4, 3 and 2 car is confusing, you know, and that makes it problematic for new people coming into the sport. So I think going down this route of having Rally 2, Rally 2 Plus and Rally 1, I don't know, that to me seems a bit unnecessary. I'm not sure why they've done that. I know that they were keen on keeping the safety cell for understandable reasons. You know, we can't underestimate the safety thing. My personal view on that is that while I get it, could we not have just integrated some of the learning from that into Rally 2 and Rally 2 Plus? You know, reinforce the cars in certain places using the lessons learned from the safety cell. And let's face it, a Rally 2 car is incredibly safe. You know, these cars around the world have had some massive accidents and are incredibly safe. So I don't think we'd see a huge drop in safety I don't think we'd see any drop in safety, to be honest with you, if we just incorporated some of the lessons from the Rally 1 concept into the Rally 2 cars going forward. But there we are. I think I'm going to leave it there. I think that I just wanted to share some initial thoughts on it. Obviously, it's massive news that hybrid is going. The last thing, obviously, that I should mention is that they have issued a directive that there has to be an electric class as soon as possible. Technology is going to limit that, though, isn't it? So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, as I said, I just wanted to cover this briefly and just give a bit of an initial thought on it. There is going to be a lot more to say, I'm sure, as we get more detail, but it's a big story, isn't it? No more hybrid after just 3 seasons. Let me know what you think below. Do you agree with the direction they've taken? Do you think we should have just had Rally 2 Plus? Do you think we should have stuck with Rally 1? Do you think we should have stuck with hybrid? I'd love to hear your thoughts, so let me know in the comments. And as always, please like, comment, subscribe, follow me over on Instagram and TikTok and other places, and I will see you again in the next video.